she did not carry the role well. From being the rich girl to going to the slum and trying to say, oh, I can't sit here, there's this one here, this is like, things are irritating you. It wasn't believable, yeah, that's the word. It wasn't believable. And as an actor, you want to make your performance as believable as possible. That's what even makes it good, you know.
This is a wrap by Pulse, where the focus is everything movies, specifically Nollywood. My name is Elvis Christian, and today we'll be reviewing Something Like Gold and Tokumbo. But first of all, let's meet our resident movie expert.
Yep.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I don't know why you're being awkward with the greeting. I didn't hear you enough.
I think I'm just trying to be very... So I was at this conference yesterday, and some people met me and be like, so you're the one that's saying that we're not making a lot of good films, and it was a film conference. So you're not the one, you're making a lot of good films in Hollywood, and you know, I just said, well, I mean, yeah, some people are trying, but
some people are not.
Some people are not, you know. So it was like, you know, just it's okay to be that vocal, you know, but just pipe it low a bit.
Because you're not piping down.
No, which I'm not. I'm just trying to.
Okay, because like that is not in your character to pipe down.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
All right, so let us start with Something Like Gold. You would want to start with that, right?
Yeah. Let's start with that. And start with the plot first.
Yeah.
So the story is not too difficult. It's about a lady that was jilted on the day she was supposed to get married. The lady, her name is Sandra. That's the real person. She was supposed to marry Timini, Timini's character in the film, and she's a rich girl. You know, but suddenly her dad got arrested and everything. Her account got frozen, and she has to go live with her, you know, with a maid at the time, who is her mother. Yeah. Oh. So apparently her dad had something with the maid and gave birth to her. So she had to go from being from the affluence and the wealth to living with her mom, who was a maid at the time, and she did not know until eventually. So so you get the story, right? She had to leave that life to go there, where she met another guy, Kunle Remy, who's a sculptor, wearing funny thing on social media. People said, he's a sculptor, why is he wearing this safety jacket? You know the safety jacket that they wear when you're trying to, like, mostly for guys building houses.
Yeah.
So
because of what he's sculpting.
Like, why is it? They just wanted to make you feel like he's a sculptor. Yeah, just give him the jacket or something. That's what the story is about, you know, basically. And I think, like, from what I've said, I'm sure you probably understand what the story is about. But, you know, in as much, I don't think our stories are exactly, like, totally bad. I think it's just the way it's been interpreted, and I think the way it's been developed. I think that's what the problem is. Because, you know, the story is good, but in development, it was like a lot of things were happening. I'm talking about, so now the first part is she was jilted on the wedding day. Her dad lost the money. You know, now the second part is her moving to go live with her mom in the slums, you know, and they couldn't find a place to connect those two together. Because at the point, we totally forgot about what happened to her dad, and the focus shifted to the slum and the relationship she was forming with Kunle Remy, who had one girl that liked him at some point. You know, this traditional Nollywood film thing. So, and we still see Nollywood films and still feel like some of these things are still traditional, like in the way they line your stories. They don't leave you intrigued and like what's going to happen next. I mean, I saw Kunle Remy already. I already figured that she was going to like Kunle Remy. I saw this other lady, what's her name? Is it Banker, the actor? So she was the one in the slum. Everything was, to be honest, I felt it could have been better developed, the story. The characters could have been given some more development so that we'd understand, you know, who Timini is, who Timini's family is, why some more background into the dad and the entire thing that happened with the dad and the mom, you know, although we got that, you know, much later, but it was sort of confusing for people. And I still don't know why Brashagi is in films. I mean, I still don't know why, because you put him in the film and he's doing the same thing every time in the film. That's him, hey, how are you, all these things. He does it every time. Except his character is different, except he's doing something different where he has to be sane. Like, be like a proper man.
Play a different role.
You know, but if he's not playing a proper person, he's playing the same person. The same ski character every time.
Well, he was probably just hired for his persona, like on social media.
Well, I mean, so the character he played was supposed to be like a street boy, you know, because she came to park the car somewhere and someone was like, you can't park there. I get your idea. You know, I just don't always feel like, and it's just me, it's not everybody, of course. Like Bjorn would say, there's a way you think the film should have been done, and there's a way, there's a review, there's opinion. So opinion is what opinion I feel like, you know, maybe someone else would have worked rather than using Shbrashagi. Because whatever was supposed to emit from that scene did not come out. You know, it just seemed like another skit that it was doing, and there's a big difference between a skit and a film.
Yeah.
You know, even though we try to merge it as much as we can with infusing the skit makers in the films, but there's also we should also just be balanced with the levels, so you don't just look like another long form skit. Because that's what some of these things turn out to be.
Several scenes just jam-packed into one.
Yeah, but like I said, the plot was good. Didn't have major holes. I just thought it wasn't properly developed for us to enjoy the story, because it's a good story. It wasn't just properly developed for us to enjoy it.
I mean, about the story, it just sounds like something else I have seen. It's not fresh.
Yeah, it's not fresh. No,
Definitely like no original either. It's just like a story, one of our many stories, maybe a different version this time around.
Yeah.
So let's move to cast. What do you think?
I don't think the Sandra girl was the best person for the role. I mean, I think she's a good actor, but I don't think, or better, so I don't know if it's the actor or the dialogue. There's the way the dialogue makes it, and it just makes it look very funny when the actor gets in the dialogue and gets in character. Maybe it's the writing.
Because sometimes there's very little an actor can do if the script is bad. So,
you know, I mean, but then, I mean, I don't know how much of that actors use nowadays, you know. I know back then it wasn't a lot of scripting.
Yeah,
It was just a lot of vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Or direction, you're going to say this, you're going to do that, just do that. That's why we had longer dialogues. Maybe now they're trying to, like, you know, make it shorter and make it. But there was something about the thing that she did not carry the role well. From being the rich girl to being to go into the slum and trying to say, oh, I can't sit here, there's this one here, this is like, things are irritating you. It wasn't
believable.
It wasn't believable. Yeah, that's the word. It wasn't believable. And as an actor, you want to make your performance as believable as possible. That's what even makes it good. You know, where we feel like nobody else could have played it except for you. But it wasn't for me. Kuliremi was basic, nothing extraordinary. I think they just put him there, maybe just get Kunle at least star power small in the film, because for me it was nothing that Kunle really did. The same old, you know.
So do you think it was a Kunle issue or like characterization from script?
Well, I think it's wherever the producer felt, you know. I mean, Timini was also in the film, although it didn't get a lot of screen time, but wasn't. I mean, it was nothing that film. There was nothing for Timini to do to say that okay, Timini did a great performance. It wasn't like out of the board or over the board thing. It was the basics, you know. But you know, I thought Timini was good for
the role he played.
For the role. Yeah, that's the rich man's son who cheated again on the altar. You know, that kind of thing. Kuliremi for a guy who's sculptor, you know, doing wood and all. I don't know if he sat well because
he's sculpting wood with an overall.
So the film is just how we try to answer certain questions in our film so that people don't talk about it. So when you see someone like Kuliremi speaking good English in the slums, then you now bring it and give a backstory like you actually went to school, you know, but things didn't work out. So you had to, I get it, but sometimes it doesn't just rhyme. It just feels like you're trying to just cover up something.
It just feels lazy.
Yeah, maybe he's been exposed that, they will not say that this guy is speaking too much English. How did he learn it? You're not going to say,
well, this is the reason why.
Yeah, but then that development wasn't properly done. Where else again? Mercy Johnson was absolutely good. I think Mercy Johnson is I think when it comes to emotions, depicting emotions as an actor, I think she does pretty well among the ladies in a level.
Yeah,
I think she's quite believable. Of course, you know, she had to play the mom who was the maid, and she had to tell her daughter that I'm your mom. You know, and daughter was like, "What do you mean?" And that's Mercy. I can still see it in my head. So Mercy is a very good actor, by the way. Not even trying to, but yeah, she was the standout for me in the film. Yeah.
All right. So basically, the entire cast flatlined until it was Mercy Johnson.
It was nothing exciting. It wasn't like, I mean, when I see the flyer and I see Kuliremi and Sandra, I'm expecting that. You know. I mean, which is something I learned again at the conference about flyers, how you create flyers and stuff, promotional materials for your stuff. You need to, I mean, most of that marketing is done
Yeah,
before
yeah.
the film starts, not when you're done
When
with the
you're
film.
done.
But a lot of Nollywood people is when they're done with the film, they start thinking, how do we promote the film? So I felt the flyer did not even fit what the film was going to preach. The flyer showed Kunle Remi and her, but there was more to Kunle Remi and her. Kunle Remi was not even the main guy in the film. So it was like another love story, but it didn't seem like another love
Maybe
story.
like you said, star power. The Nigerians, because we may not believe it, but Nigerians tend to like, oh, this person is on the flyer, and if he's front and center, he's playing lead, so I should watch it because I like this guy.
Yeah.
He's probably trying to get his fans or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move to directing.
Well, it's flat. Well, basically flat and not. There's not. There's no effort in the directing, and it's a pattern with Kaide Kasum for now. Some of the films is done. It's a pattern with not having to give like go the extra mile, as in his directions. It's all they seem mostly flat. Mostly flat that another director will do a good job, a way better job.
So, what do you think is the problem?
I think it's the director. I think it's just his vibe. Like it's not. It's shown in his films, so it's not like this one is one film that he has done that is not. No, it's done. All is fair in love. Same thing. Saving on Ome, even worse. What they call it? Ajoshopo was a balance, but yeah, it wasn't bad. Could have been way better, but it was just. So I think it's just him. I don't think it's that technical with his creativity compared to the likes of Kemi Adetiba and Bolari Austin Peters, who likes to, want to go deep into certain things. I think he's still trying to work on the surface, treading very safely.
So it was a safe direction from him.
It was very bare. It wasn't nothing. It was nothing. Another person a new director would have done it.
Oh, damn.
For someone like Kaide Kasum, who's been around for a while, that didn't feel like, but then again, they call him one of the new age directors. So yeah, I guess that's also part of the Gen Z. I mean, it's not Gen Z, but yeah, maybe that's also.
You guys actually threw it on like Gen Z, and pointed towards my direction.
Right? So, yeah.
All right, so let's move into cinematography, costume. Let's merge all that together.
All right.
So you already have a problem with the costume already with Kunle Remi's character.
Yeah, nothing with costume. It wasn't believable. Even the slums were not. The slum wasn't slumming. Cinematography, that's setting mostly. Even the richness. When you say someone is rich and wealthy and, wasn't obvious. Yeah, it wasn't obvious. It was just there. It was like another comfortable family in Nigeria. It wasn't like, it wasn't there. Cinematography.
Money laundering money.
It wasn't there. It wasn't showing like, that kind of money.
Odogu silence.
It was just like, this guy is good. He works in a bank, very comfortable. That's what it was showing. Also, cinematography wasn't. It was just there, to be honest. There was nothing exciting. That's to show you. I didn't even notice the cinematography. I didn't notice anything with it. I thought the editing was also inconsistent. There was no mood with the editing. It was just fluctuating. We're not exactly sure what mood the show was going. So at first I thought it was a focus on, pain with what she felt, having been jilted, but then it was showing a lot of excitement with Shaggy. So there was a lot of time spent on Shaggy's scene. Behind Shaggy trying to like, can I park here? Don't park here. All these kind of things. Pay money if you want to park here. She's like, my dad will send you 1 million. All those things. It just made it look very amateurish. Also that it went to Netflix. I mean, could do well on YouTube, so. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty it, yeah.
All right, so what do you think overall, the whole movie?
I think, rating would probably 4/10.
4/10 is quite generous from you, to be honest, based off everything that has been said so far.
Well, 4/10 because it's a good attempt. And some actors, not all actors, some actors did good. Maybe some short compositions were great, but I didn't really notice it. And acting, yeah. So yeah, for attempt and all those things, I thought it was not bad. I think it was fair.
Okay, decent effort.
Yeah, decent, but directing could have been way better.
Okay. All right, so now let's move on to another movie on Netflix as well, Tokumbo.
Well, first off, Shout out to Ramsey Noah. I think shout out to Ramsey Noah, right? He's a very amazing guy. And I like where he's going to with what he's learned as far as directing is concerned. I feel like there's still some work, there's still some more to learn. Um, I'm not a director, so I mean, I know a bit of what it takes to direct a film, but I've not directed a film before. So I cannot tell what exactly he goes through because I've spoken to some people that were on the same set and they said that there was a lot that was going on. But that lot wasn't shown in the film. You get me? So when they say there's a lot going on and it wasn't shown in the film, it means what happens? Something
I don't know,
probably
like it's
happened.
like mentally for the director or like a lot of work.
Maybe it's a lot of re-editing, seeing some things and trying to make sense of it. I don't know.
Oh,
But
okay.
it felt like they did more than what was shown.
Oh, okay.
You get me? And so we start with the plot. Simple story. Story about a guy who used to steal cars.
Yeah.
You know, so he steals cars, sells to his boss, and you know, he was saying he did a final job and it was like it's done. You know, so it was supposed to be just paid off. So just pay him off. He's no longer doing the job anymore. But then his wife is having a child. She had the child. Now the child had the problem, and they need to fix it. He needs money, and he doesn't want to go back to this other guy that he used to work for because you know he's done with that life. And he's trying to get money for his child. Something happened. He got into a way, started getting money. He wasn't really concerned as much as to how the money was coming in terms of the rides he was getting to deliver certain things, and it was paid some good amount of money. And he had one final job to do, which is to deliver the CBN governor's daughter who was kidnapped to her captor. And was supposed to be paid like about 3 million naira or so. And that was like, and the money for the surgery was about 1 point something or thereabout. So it was like, wow, you know. So
Just to cover for
so you get a story, typical
Yeah.
story. Nigerian man trying to survive, trying to make, trying to save his child. You know, that's what the story is about. In terms of story, I like the story. I like this. I thought it was a good story. Yeah, I didn't really see. I mean, I can't really say it had holes, really, because I think it followed the pattern. It followed the pattern from us knowing who the main character is, from the problem that he had, and from having to solve the problem to the eventual resolution. All those things that make up a plot was there in the film, you know. So the plot wasn't exactly bad, but what I had problem or an issue or challenge with was the pace of the film. The pace was very slow. I don't want to say very slow because very is a verb.
Intense,
Very,
yeah.
It was slow for a crime thriller. You know crime thrillers. I'm sure you see some of
Yes.
these Hollywood crime thrillers.
Yeah.
You want it to be everything is fast.
Fast-paced, Like the name Thriller, you should be
know,
thrilled.
yeah,
you
I mean,
understand?
mostly is
On a
that you're
very long
driving.
ride, yeah.
You know, you're taking rides, you're delivering stuff, you're doing stuff. So it's supposed to be fast, straight to the point, but it was slow. So when you're watching, you're not excited because the vibe of the film just makes you sit down and start wondering, is this under drama? What's going on? You know. But yeah, that's the only issue I had with it. I thought it was slow. I thought the sound was bad. I thought they could have invested in a very relatable sound design, more that would make me understand this, particularly some scenes, like when the child eventually died, you know, and the wife was kidnapped and the child eventually died. I needed to feel like someone just lost their child. The actor did well, but it wasn't. The sound did not help the acting. It made it look, or the particular scene, it made it look like she didn't do a lot. You know what I'm saying? So they should have just put more in sound design, you know. But like I said, the plot was good. I just felt it was slow paced.
So let's move to the cast, the ensemble. How did everyone perform?
Yeah, Gideon Okeke is amazing. I mean, a very good actor, quite underrated too.
Yeah.
I can't lie. He did very well. Chidi Mokeme, typecasted. He's done the same role for about 7 films.
Shanty Town, as like it was giving like
Merry Man.
you could cut the movie out and put it in Shanty Town
Doing
and
the
put
same
it
thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like I think he even did the same thing in Kilboro because it was also the guy in Kill. I'm like, what's going on? Leave this guy now. Let this guy rest. Let him do other things. But that's Nigeria, Nollywood for you. They milk him till he's no longer interesting to watch in that character anymore. You know, then they start saying that, oh, you know. So but Chidi Mokeme, yeah, I mean, it does that role very well. So nothing. Aduni Adeto was good. Tosin Adeyemi, Gideon Okike's wife in the
Yeah.
film. She did pretty well.
Yes, I thought so.
Fulola. So another thing I didn't exactly feel is, so there's the vibe of there's the CBN governor, a woman. That vibe wasn't there. You know the way Nigerians carry this thing on their head? If it's in the US and you give me the vibe that that's who the CBN governor is, I might feel like, because there they feel like their leaders are more servant. So
Yeah.
you don't see them with a lot of entourage or the likes.
Yeah.
But when you're depicting the CBN governor, imagine Emefiele that year.
Even as he is now.
You know, even so the CBN governor needs to be show that this is the CBN governor.
There's a certain swag.
But
that
it just
comes
felt
with
like
it.
another rich woman. Or another chairman board of directors for the bank.
That could be a directing thing, really.
Yeah, I mean, not exactly that. There's a lot of aesthetics that just gives it that feel. Not exactly direct. Directing is more in the performance, you know. But there's a lot of things that I would have seen, you know. Even the house wasn't given, and you just put two bouncers with black suits and wanted me to believe that they are.
So do we think that there is like a budget constraints to like execution in these movies?
Then if there's a budget company, you could bring down her role. She doesn't have to be the CBN governor.
Fair.
She could either be like a local government chairman, at least those
yeah,
ones, they have
Lodger.
those ones, or something, but make her important in the states. When you say the CBN governor, you're talking about the person in charge of money,
Yeah.
for the most part. You
can
know,
print
Central
money
Bank
by
of Nigeria.
themselves.
And she just is not, even though she's like, oh, I'm trying to be modest, I don't want to show. But that's not the vibe in Nigeria. Everybody tries to be modest
It's
until
not
you get into
culturally
power.
accurate.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't given. That's Funola's character. Funola is good
Yeah.
as an actor, but that entire thing just made it look very subpar and very mid. You know, I wasn't feeling it. And Norbert Young was a police officer, and I saw this banter between, you know, my child is gone, all those things. She went to the hospital, she went to the police station, she was there for hours. So even character development wasn't there because we didn't even know a lot about the husband. Apparently, she had separated from the husband, was about to separate from the husband. The husband heard that his daughter was kidnapped. He came. Man was not, when your only daughter is kidnapped, there's the way you behave. You're not, I'm not going to, like, the country would know that something has happened. You feel me?
Really, the CBN governor's child.
It was just like, okay, another person's daughter. They went on the news, oh, breaking news, something have happened. There was not even trying to, because when things like this happen, people are like, what's going on? Like, the country is in some, but I didn't feel that. So those are the things you want to feel. That's the things that you don't miss it in Hollywood films. When they're trying to portray a president, a governor, it is there. When you're trying to portray, even a celebrity, just a normal, like, I was seeing this film with John Cena, the thing about the money thing on Prime. I forgot the name of the film now. And they went to this guy's Machine Gun Kelly's house. They went to like the Silicon Valley. And, you know, they had to just make it believable, even though they damaged a lot of things in the house. But when we saw that the first times, it looked like a place where just celebs would stay in. So I think Nigeria needs to invest more in that characterization, particularly for certain roles. It needs to be, if you are going to portray a doctor, or like all those high
Profile
class
people, yeah.
let us believe that these guys are actually high class.
Like, if you didn't have to say that they are parastatal, you would do that. Oh, this person has to be like.
It doesn't have to just be in the poise, you know, when they come and you give someone
just
like,
throw in a Reti Doyle
give someone
there,
like,
the
you know,
accent
Reti
will
Doyle,
carry
and the
it.
accent will just carry it.
The accent will just carry it.
Because
She doesn't
I
need to do
thought
much.
that's what they wanted to do with Funola. You know, Funola is very poised in the way she talks. So I'm like, okay, maybe they just thought that would give me, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, our CBN governors are not exactly poised with the way they talk, you know. So let us see it.
Element stuff,
You
wealth.
know, all those little details were missing. You know, and also Majid Michel was in the film. The introduction to the character was very low. At the point, I thought it was Alex Yusufo that was doing the role. They had this voice thing, and apparently it was the one that kidnapped the child. Oh, you've seen the film?
Yeah.
The one that kidnapped the child. So I was like, bro, make me understand this thing now. I saw Evie Okujaye. Toki Evie was her PA, and her PA was also involved in the kidnapping of the child. Everything was just like
flip-floppy.
Like, it wasn't there. And I felt I'd expected more because I'd seen Living in Bondage. It's a good direction.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I agree.
Could have been way better, but for his first directorial debut.
Yeah.
Great. So I've seen Living in Bondage. I've seen Ahana Rattlesnake. I've seen how fast-paced Ahana was. You know, as that's an action thriller. I expected that this would have been better.
Yeah. I believe for Tokumbo, the first few scenes gave action, like crime thriller. I could feel, you know, the rush. She's running away from the cops, from the border. I could feel it, But the moment he landed, at his boss's place, it just felt like there was a pause on how thrilling the movie, was supposed to be, and it just kept on going like a normal drama.
Yeah,
Just
you
kept on
got
going
it.
on like
That's
a normal
exactly what I'm
drama,
saying.
yeah.
It started, the
Really
tension
good,
was
yes,
good,
really
but
good.
they couldn't keep that momentum. And although I like the part where the car fell into the water, I think that's about the most cinematic or technical, creative part
It's just a car
of the
and
film.
water.
No, we haven't seen a film like that before. Or we haven't.
Brotherhood, people jumped into the water.
No. This one, I don't think it was as well choreographed as Tokumbo. That, for me, I said in my review that that's about the only scene that Ramsey probably said, nah, I need to get this one right. The fight was unnecessary too. The fight with Chidinma came at the end. It was just like two boys playing. It wasn't giving. So they could have not just fought, they could have done something else. You just felt like, what's going on? Like, they're just punching.
It's always, in most thrillers, there's always that one showdown.
We still haven't
the
gotten
protagonist and antagonist.
we still haven't gotten that action fight under the rain thing, and they had to make it under the rain.
Oh, it's giving like
So that the
20s
sweaty and
R&B
the old
music
this thing
video.
would just be, well, it wasn't giving for me. But the part where the car fell into the water and where they had to bring it back up to see if anybody was inside was good. That was the only part that I felt, oh, okay, at least we have gotten this one right. So if we're doing it again, better than this. But the other part, still needed some. Even the police station wasn't believable. The guy that said, oh, have you tracked them? When you call them, so did you track them? Said, we need to improve on our police system.
And it's always that one,
always,
that one police station. I don't know where that position is. It's always that one that everyone uses. It's crazy.
I was like, come on, bro. Like, you guys, don't kidding me. I was like, okay, she's there, she's on the phone. Okay. So were you able to track them? Oh, no, we couldn't. We lost them. I'm like, bro.
Even the Nickelodeon.
Make it at least believable a bit. It's okay for you to say that we don't even have that system.
Because we really
I don't know if we do have that system in Nigeria.
I don't think anyone expects to watch like a real culturally accurate and expects
I will see that because we don't have it in reality. We don't have it.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of it.
You understand a lot of it. So, I mean, it'd be nice to just depict the normal, but then maybe because she's the CBN governor, so maybe those things those services are available for them.
Okay,
that now shows how we're segregating the society again. So if I'm not CBN governor, I don't have access to tracking someone's phone.
Is that not the truth?
Well, that's the sad reality. But then
that's what it is. All right, so you already talked a little bit about the direction and how it felt a little bit short for you. So let's move on to more of how the story was told, cinematography. Was everything believable? The set?
I mean, for the most part, I think I like the mood of the editing, the color. It was tensed, the mood, the whole sweaty body, and the picture was... The cinematography was good, by the way. It was good. Of course, it had to be good. It had to be good, but the mood of the film was good. We followed... The vibe was good, but it just was slow. So it wasn't like we were out of the fact that someone is actually trying to do something or trying to get something. We got that.
If it was faster, it would be more believable.
Yeah, if it was just cut scene. I'm not saying, but the way you need to be on your toes, like what's going to happen next? That's the kind of thing. Not that you're watching and you're like, okay, that happened. Okay. That's the vibe that a lot of people got from the film. But I mean, besides that, I thought it was good. I think I gave it like 5 over 10.
So
because I felt it could have been way better.
Way better.
Could have been way better, yeah.
You mentioned something about the sound design. You didn't particularly like it. What about it wasn't, appropriate, I guess?
So I don't think they adopted the right sound for the mood of the film. Like I guess I keep saying, and I say it a lot, that there's a lot that sound can remedy for your film. Sound and editing. So you don't want to get those two wrong. You want to meet the best persons to help you with the sound design. There's certain scenes in the film that would have been way emotional, very relatable if they had the right sound. And we would sink into it with the right sound. I gave the example of the part where the child died. Yes. Someone's only child died.
Yeah, the score would have
and did not even die at the hospital. She was kidnapped because of her husband. Her husband had to deliver something and the child died. And they just felt like, Did you even see the part when Majid was coming down when the child died and he went back up? But that moment is maybe not the climax in the film. The climax for me was when they jumped into the water. But the moment it could also be a sub-climax in the sense that it's a very emotional. Anybody would relate with the fact that in all the struggle to make sense of life, some
Still
things
didn't work.
still, didn't work out for you. So it had to be emotional, it had to be connecting. It wasn't connecting. It felt like another scene just passed.
All right.
Even the part where the cat jumped, the sound was also, it felt like, and those are moments that I would remember in the film.
Yeah. If you after like years of watching,
I
probably
remember
that scene.
that scene. So you want to, I mean, we still have a lot to do with sound design in Nigeria, because for the most part we don't get it right. Just some persons have been able to get it.
All right. So you're sticking with the 5/10.
5 without it moving.
All right. So let me just quickly ask, what do you think would have, what would be present in the movie to give it like a 10? Because when we say more could have been done, that's like
I mean, all these things I noted out as anomalies, lack of a better word, are the things that I felt could have been put in the film. Fast-paced, better direction, good sound design, maybe some more character development for the guys so that we know who they are. They don't just come from nowhere, and we understand why they are who they are in the film. And all those things, and to make it more believable with settings, costumes, and just general aesthetic of the film. We needed to feel and get into the whole vibe more.
All right, guys, that's all we can take on this episode of It's a Wrap by Pulse. Please see these movies and we want to hear if you do agree with our reviews. From all of us in the studio, we're saying, it's a wrap.